Morning everybody. So today I'm wearing amber, and the reason I'm wearing amber is because I'm going to be directing. Now it's really unusual, I don't often do this, but I feel like I have to, because when you look at this picture, have you noticed something unusual compared to my other photos and my other videos? Well, hopefully you do. And basically, we're going to be spending more and more time on video conferences, and when I've been going onto video conferences recently, the majority of the people that I end up looking at kind of look like this. And there's a problem with this because I can't really see what's going on. And I thought I could do a video that's all about directing, because directing is about giving instruction, making things as they should be by giving instruction. Very, very rarely do I do this. But I think it's important because it's going to make the experience for the other person at the end of your video conference a lot nicer. And I think it means you'll get better results from your video conferences as well. So before we talk about that, let's talk about the colours very briefly. So thinking, communicating and improving. Those are the three things that if you have them in your diary in the right proportion will take you, your people and your business upwards, make you better. Versus the amber behaviour, monitoring and directing, just two of them. Those are the things that maintain status quo, keep things where they are and manage risk. Then there's red, doing, and brown, floating. And those are the things that if you put them in your diary too much will take your people, your business and you backwards, make you worse. So here it is. I've been sitting on video calls over the last 2 days, 2 or 3 days, and this is what I'm seeing at the other end. On one webinar, I actually had to type in the comments to say, could you do XYZ? It'll be tip number 1. And they did it and they went, oh, wow, that's so much better. And it was like, yeah. Anyway, so these are some tips I'm going to suggest that you use to make your video conferences a little bit more tolerable for the person at the other end, but I think will give you some benefit as well. Okay, so we're on this. At the moment, it probably looks like I'm in some kind of romantic movie. There's like a misty haze in my room. Is this romantic or is somebody behind me smoking? Who knows? So tip number one of my directing, so I'm giving you instruction, is take a piece of tissue and wipe your lens. Oh my goodness. Already it's far better. You can actually see a little bit of what's going on. So wipe your lens. It's so important so people can actually see what's going on. So you will also notice, and this is a really common thing as well as I'm seeing on these video conferences, is that there is a window behind me. As you can see just there is a picture that my stepdaughter painted of the front cover of my book, bless her, for my birthday. Oh. But anyway, where is that picture? It's in the window. And a lot of people put their window behind them, okay? So the light's coming in, it's just lighting this little bit of my face up here. Really easy to change. Tip number 2 of directing is to put the window behind you. Oh my goodness, there's a person there, okay? So that's tip number 2. So now you can see a little bit more of what's going on in my face. You can see my, and remember, one of the things you're going to be losing when you're not in front of people face to face is you're going to lose a lot of information that we take for granted. And now you're getting some of it. You can see the lines in my face if I'm surprised or if I'm frowning or if I'm doing something. Beforehand, you probably wouldn't have been able to do that quite so easily, but just by wiping the lens and putting the light in front of you, it helps with that. But there are other ways to enhance this. Tip number 3, if you have one in your room, and I'd be surprised if you didn't, turn your light on. Okay, so not only have I now got natural light coming in from the window, but you've lit the environment around me, okay? Really, really small thing, but it gives a little bit more light to my face, but it also makes it a little bit more interesting for other people to look at it, okay? So that's tip number 3. The last tip is to, if you have one, if you've got like a light that sits at face level, so a table lamp or something like that, turn it on, okay? Make sure it's in front of you again, okay? So there you go. Okay, so now, it's really subtle, but I remember I had some work done in my house once, and the person said, make sure you light from 3 different directions. So at the moment, I've got the light up there, I've got the light from the window, and I've got a little light there as well. Okay, so it gives a more rounded lighting environment for the conference. Okay, the broadband you can't do a huge amount about, the bandwidth. You can't do a huge amount about the audio, but if you do have a decent microphone, put it somewhere where it's actually going to pick up your voice. But the most important thing, the thing that you use video conferencing for, is for the video. So enhance it. Don't take a lot of the stuff for granted, okay? Clean your lens, number one. Make sure any natural light is in front of you rather than behind you. Tip number two. Tip number three, turn on the lights in the room. And tip number four, if you have a face level lamp, table lamp, just bring it in, make sure it's in front of you and put that on as well. It will make the experience for other people at the end of your video conference a lot more enjoyable. And because they can see a lot more of your face and they're feeling like they're having more of a conversation with you, you might get better results from it as well. Okay, really simple one. It's directing, and it's directing because it's giving you instruction. I'm trying to make things as they should be by giving you instruction. That's it for today. I'll do a few more over the next few days to help out. But in the meantime, have a great day. Have a great week.